Welcome back to Prenatal Yoga with Liza and Doodle. And we're going to start at the top of the mat. We're going to start standing. So stand. You're going to do some forward folds. So if you've got a great big belly in the way, you're going to have to take your feet a little bit wider. Just make sure that your toes are parallel to each other. So just look down. If you can still see your toes, maybe you have to lean forward. I don't know. We'll see how that works. Depends on how far along you are. And bring your hands to your heart. Sweep the arms all the way out and up. And take a full forward fold as you exhale. As you inhale, you can either bring your fingertips to your blocks to bring the floor to you if you're in your third trimester or second, or hands to the shins. Lengthen that spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway again. Put your hands on the mat or the blocks and take your right foot back. We're going to rise up to a crescent lunge. So to keep your balance, it really helps to really firm that right thigh. Sweep your arms all the way out and up. And exhale. See if you can bend your back knee a little bit. Tuck your tailbone under. You might even lower down an inch or so. Then straighten the back of that right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, reach up high. As you exhale, bring your right hand down to the mat or the block. And I'm going to move this block so it's right under my shoulder. My hand's going to be right under my shoulder. And twist to the left. Now, if you've got a big belly, you're probably going to have to heel toe your left foot out to the left a little bit more. That's fine. Take a breath. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. Bring your left hand down. Bring your right knee down. Use these blocks, whether you're second or third trimester or not. You don't have to. You don't use blocks. Put your hands inside of your left foot. Begin to straighten your left leg. I'm going to move mine further forward and flex your left foot. Lift up and lengthen. And then as you exhale, fold. You're going to fold the belly right inside of that leg. Good. Inhale, look up, lift up, and lengthen the front of the body. Now turn your left toes as far to the left as you can. And your whole leg will go with it. And then take those blocks and walk them a little bit more to the right. Inhale, lift up and lengthen. And then exhale, fold down a little bit. You can start to feel that stretch in your left hip. Now move your left hip back and your right hip forward. And if I want to feel an even deeper stretch, I'm going to stretch my left hand, with or without the block, a little bit further away. Bring my left hip back, my right hip forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Good. And out. Walk your hands back with the blocks or without the blocks. Turn your toes forward. Come into a low lunge once again. Nice, deep breath here. I'm going to make my blocks flat because they're a lot more stable. Place my hands on top of the blocks. Curl my back toes under. Lift my back knee. Get ready to step forward into a half lift. So step forward, half lift. Inhale. Full forward fold. Exhale. Chair pose. Airplane your arms. Keep looking straight ahead. Inhale, rise all the way up. Full forward fold once again. Exhale. Half lift. Inhale. Find those blocks. Exhale, or the mat. Left foot goes back. Rise up to a crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your back knee a little bit. Tuck your tailbone under. Maybe lower down an inch. Then straighten your back leg. Breathe in. Lift up. Exhale. Hug your belly towards your baby. So keep that belly nice and strong, supporting that low back. Breathe in. Bring your left hand down to the mat or the block. Move the block or your hand underneath your shoulder. If you have to heel toe your right foot out to the right for your belly, go right ahead. And twist. Lift your heart. Lengthen through the front of the body. So imagine there's a string pulling your collarbones forward. Nice deep breath here. And exhale. Inhale again. Bring your right hand back down. You're going to step forward. Oh, sorry. We're not going to step forward yet. We're going to bring our left knee down. Use those blocks either inside of your right foot or on either side. To straighten your right leg, flex your right foot, lift up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now I love to reach my arms forward. I feel like I get a deeper stretch that way, but you don't have to. You can keep your hands right here underneath your shoulders. Good, inhale, look up again. Turn your whole right leg to the right, so your toes are pointing to the right. Start to walk your hands or your blocks, with or without your blocks, over to the left. Stretch the right hand further away and inhale, and then fold. And pull your right hip back a little more. Left hip moves forward a little more. Breathing deeply. Breathing slowly. One more breath. Good. Walk your hands back or your blocks back to the front. Turn your right toes forward. Come into a low lunge once again. Put your hands on your blocks. Curl your left toes under. Pick up that left knee and step into a half lift. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Chair pose. Keep looking forward. Don't look down as you airplane those arms. Rise all the way up. Get ready for a full forward fold. Once again, exhale, folding forward. You have to open those feet for your belly if you need to. Hands to the shins, half lift. I'm going to find my blocks once again and start to walk my feet back. I'm going to walk my hands off of my blocks and come into downward facing dog. Nice deep, deep breath. Bend your elbows out to the side. Squeeze the bottoms of your shoulder blades together. Use the muscles in your and around your shoulder blades. Draw your elbows towards each other, and then straighten your arms a little more. Hug your belly towards your baby. Good. Nice deep breath. Maybe walk out the backs of the legs, bending one knee at a time. Good. And now lift both heels up off of your mat and pivot all 10 toes to face the right side of your mat. Now you have to really push your hands forward to push your hips back. And then keeping the right leg straight, bend the left knee. So it's kind of a twist, but it's also a nice hip stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Lift your heels and pivot your feet all the way to the left. Toes go to the left. Push the hands forward to get the hips up high. Bend the right knee. Keep the left leg straight. Breathing in, breathing out. Pivot your feet forward once again and take your feet as wide as your mat. Walk your hands all the way back. Make sure the sides of your feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. Come into a half lift. Inhale. Fold forward, fold, exhale. Do it again. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. 3 more times. Half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Last time. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. Now, if it's hard for you to reach the floor, you might want to take one of those blocks and just put it right here, right underneath your face onto the mat. Slowly round your back. Put your hands on top of your, just above your kneecaps. Bend your knees, round your back, and come all the way up to standing. Good. Sweep your arms all the way up. Clasp your left wrist with your right forefinger and thumb. Lengthen through the left side of the body and go ahead and lean over to the right. Now go ahead and push your hips out to the left a little bit more. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Rise up. Good. Take your right hand to your sacrum. And as you exhale, you're going to fold forward. Bring your fingertips down to either the block that you placed there or your mat. Good. And I want you to bend your left knee and twist your shoulders to the right. You can keep your right hand on your sacrum, or you can reach it up. Nice deep breath. And exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Lower the right hand down. Full forward fold. Chair. Airplane those arms. Rise all the way up. This time, clasp the right wrist with your left forefinger and thumb. Lean over to the left, but now push your hips out to the right. Need to get my feet a little closer to each other to get that good stretch there. So just as needed. Your body's different every day, from week to week, changing dramatically. Inhale, rise all the way up. This time, take your left hand to your sacrum, lengthen, and then bring those fingertips down to the block or the mat. Bend your right knee, twist your shoulders to the left. You can keep your left hand on your sacrum, or you can reach it up towards the sky. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, one more breath, and then lower your left hand. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chair. Airplane your arms. Rise all the way up, bring your hands to your heart center. I want you to take a step to the very middle of your mat with your right foot. Airplane those arms. You can stay right here, letting the toes just hover just above the mat. Hug your belly, squeeze your Kegel muscle. Lift your heart, extend the arms straight back. Find something to look at that's not going to move, and then begin to fold forward into a version of airplane pose. You can probably feel your belly rise, and then as you exhale, hug it in. Take a breath here. You're going to come into chair pose here in a second. Good. Inhale, come into chair pose. Left foot down, arms up. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, reach higher. Airplane the arms, rise all the way up. Hands to the heart center. This time you're going to take the left foot towards the top of the mat. Let those right toes hover just above the mat, and you can stay right here. You don't have to go any further. Airplane those arms. Hug your belly in. Just think about making yourself super tall and long. Inhale. And exhale, folding forward. You're focusing on some object that's not going to move. That's called your focal point or your drishti. Breathing in. Breathing out. And in. And out. In a moment, you're going to come in a chair. Inhale. Exhale, sit back in chair as you inhale. Sink a little bit deeper. Airplane the arms, rise all the way up. Open the feet as wide as your belly needs you to for a full forward fold. Toes are parallel. Exhale, fold forward. Cross your arms or cup the opposite elbow. Let your head and your neck relax. And exhale. Let your hands float towards the mat. Come back into chair. Airplane those arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers like this and place your hands right behind the base of your skull. Take a deep breath, bend the knees, lift your heart, and fold forward once again. Now I want you to point your elbows down towards your mat. Don't pull on your head. Just let the weight of your hands do the work for you. Don't pull. But breathe. One more breath. Let your hands float back to the mat. Hands on the blocks or the mat, half lift, or on your shins, whatever feels right for your body. Hands down to the blocks. Take your right foot all the way back, but I want you to pivot all 10 toes to face this right side of the mat. Good, and you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Take a breath. I'm going to scoot up to a little bit further. Keeping all 10 toes facing this side of the mat. Toes are parallel to each other. Bend your right knee. Keep the left leg straight. You should feel a nice little stretch there in that inner thigh. The inside of the hips too. And then walk your hands over to the left as you bend the left knee and keep the right leg straight. Hug that belly towards the baby. See if you can squeeze your Kegel muscle. Walk to the right once again. Walk to the left. Now take one of your blocks, move it over to the right, and straighten both legs. Just take that block, make it as tall as you'll need it, and you can adjust, you can change your mind, right behind your right calf. Start to walk your hands a little bit more to the right and turn your right toes all the way towards the back of your mat. Find your block right outside your calf. It's actually touching the calf. And then put your left hand on your left hip, hug your belly in, and then slowly straighten that right arm. Rotate the top of your rib cage back and the bottom forward, and you find yourself in triangle. Reach your left arm straight up. Exhale. In triangle, we try to externally rotate this front leg. So my right leg's going to rotate to the right. I'm going to try to sort of internally rotate the back leg. As I rotate the top of my rib cage back and the bottom of my rib cage forward, breathe in, breathe out. And in and out. Put your left hand on your hip. Look down at your right foot. Bend your right knee. And you're going to come up right up into warrior two. Open up those arms. Turn your shoulders just a little bit to the left. Look back at your left hand. Squeeze those shoulder blades a little closer to each other and slowly look back towards your right fingertips. Breathe. Breathing in and out. And in and out. See if you can push your right pinky toe a little deeper in your mat and push the outside of your left foot a little deeper in your mat. And maybe you tuck that tailbone or move your hips towards your right knee. Nice deep breath here. We're going to straighten both legs. Bring your hands to your heart center. Turn your right toes towards this right side of the mat. Once again, hands to the hips. Lift your heart. Exhale. Fold forward. Bring your hands down to a block or the mat. And just hang there for a moment. Bend your knees a little bit. Shift your weight just a tiny bit more forward. Just making sure the entire foot is in contact with the mat. And then once you get there, you can push the outer edges of your feet a little deeper into your mat. Feel those inner thighs ignite. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come up halfway. Put your left hand right underneath your face on a block or the mat or the floor, in my case, on the block. I'm going to twist to the right, reach up with my inhale. Exhale, lower my right hand, twist to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right. Exhale, twist to the left. One more time, inhale right. Exhale, inhale, twist to the left. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Move that block up towards the top of your mat and walk your hands to the left. Bend the left knee, keep the right leg straight. Good, walk your hands to the right, keep the left leg straight, bending the right knee, about 90 degrees, I guess it is. Walk to the left, one more. Walk to the right, one more. Come to the center, both legs straight. Take one of those blocks, put it outside your left calf. And as you walk your hands a little bit closer towards your left foot, turn your left toes towards the front of your mat. You can make that block as tall as you need it to be. I would make it as tall as it can be to start with, and you can make it shorter if you want. Start to hug your belly towards your baby. Squeeze your Kegel muscle. Put your right hand on your hip and begin to straighten that left leg. Left arm, left leg is straight too, but straighten the left arm. Rotate the top of your rib cage backwards, the bottom of your rib cage forward, and reach up if you want to. If your neck is not comfortable looking up like this, you can look straight ahead, you can even look down. Place your gaze where your neck is the most comfortable. And breathe. Breathing in and out. Think about making yourself as tall in the spine as possible. Nice deep breath again. Good. Slowly look down. Put your right hand on your right hip. Bend your left knee. Hug your belly in. Squeeze your Kegel muscle. Come all the way up. Warrior two. Arms out. Now just turn your shoulders a little bit to the right as you look at your right hand, and then slowly look back at your left hand. Push your left pinky toe a little deeper into the mat. Push the outer edge of your back foot deeper in the mat. Breathe. Stand tall. Breathing in and out and in and out. Relax the shoulders. Sometimes it helps to bend the elbows just a teeny tiny bit because we tend to really extend, hyperextend those joints. So if you relax the elbows a little, it'll relax your shoulders a little bit. Take one more breath here. Good, and exhale. In a moment, you're going to windmill your arms all the way down to the mat or the blocks. I want you to make sure that you pick up that right heel and pivot the toes so they are facing completely forward, the right toes and the left toes. Step back to downward dog. Now I've got my hands on my blocks. I'm going to walk off my blocks to come into downward dog. Nice deep breath here. Exhale. Take a moment now and lower to your hands and your knees. Bring your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Come into some cow and cat stretch. And cow and cat. One more time. Go right into child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch. Sit all the way back now. If you're in your third trimester, it might be harder to get into child's pose, so you can put your forehead on the block. Let your shoulders relax. Let your arms be heavy. Just breathe. One more breath. Good. Round your back as you slowly come back up to your hands and your knees. Keep your knees wide. Reach your left hand forward on the mat. And as you look over your left shoulder, you're going to thread your right arm all the way under and through. You can push your left hand into the mat to kind of push your hips back a little more. Or you can reach your left hand up and just let gravity bring it back to open up the left shoulder. Or you can fold this left arm behind your back. You can keep it on your low back. Or you can slide it so you can take hold of the right inner thigh. So that just depends on your range of motion and your flexibility. Now, if I want to focus more on a twist and a stretch in my back, I'll take my hand back down onto the mat and push my hand forward to push my hips back a little bit and move my hips to the right, away from the direction I'm looking. And that gives me a little bit deeper twist, deeper stretch. Take one more breath. Bring your left hand right in front of your face. And as you press up to your hand, twist to the right, reach your right hand up. And then bring your right hand down forward on the mat. And as you look over your right shoulder, thread your left arm under and through. Breathing in and out. And just like before, if you want, you can take your your right arm straight up and just let gravity bring it back to open up the shoulder. Don't force it back, just let gravity bring it back. Or fold it, leave your hand there on your sacrum, or reach back so I can find my left inner thigh. Or if I want a little bit more of a twist, Stretch. I'm going to put my hand on the mat, push my hand forward to get my hips back a little, and draw my hips to the left, away from the direction I'm looking. Take one more slow, deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Put your right hand right in front of your face on the mat. Come all the way up, straightening that right arm and twist to the left. Good, and then bring your hand down. Just a couple of pelvic rocks, tilting up and tucking under. You can do it down on your forearms. A good strong back. All right. Take a breath. Push yourself all the way back to child's pose and relax. And now slowly come back out. You'll prepare for Shavasana. After this short little flow, sit down on your left hip. I'm going to just have my blocks, pretend my blocks are pillows. You can use blocks too. One's going to be for my head, one's going to be for my right knee. Now, reaching this right hand forward on the mat, bring the left arm all the way behind you and lie down on your left shoulder, but then bring your right knee on top of the second block or pillow and roll your chest forward and just let your right arm relax. And then close your eyes. And slow down your breath. Allow yourself to relax into your mat. You can just stay there for about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, longer if you fall asleep. Lots of my pregnant students get kind of tired. And that's pretty normal. It's a lot of work growing a baby, growing a little person. Just let your breath be easy and effortless. Thoughts can come, but don't let them hover too long. Just let them pass. Just stay in Shavasana as long as you want. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste.